Business Model Generation is a book that outlines the principles that we're going to go through on the business model canvas. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your business. I'm here to help you look at your business in a very holistic manner to see all the different parts of it so you decide what you want to do. It's really only a matter of time that if we're not paying attention, something is going to take us to our knees. And we don't want that. We want you to be ready for what's coming. Good. All right. Well, we'll go through each of these segments individually, and that'll give you a chance to think about how these all apply to you. Let's start with the customer segment side of things. You have to decide what segments of the market are meaningful to us, because when we have a specific section of the market out there, then we can know how to tailor our message, our value proposition, so that they understand why they should be doing business with us. The best way to understand the customer segment is to say, does their need justify a very distinct offering? So what's important is that you really consider what distinct offering, what channels I'm going to use, what relationships, if there's different profitabilities. They really go into, as you define this, in how you use these segments or how you approach these segments of the market. The reason we identify different customer segments is it enables us to be able to create a value proposition that delivers to that segment. When you think about the value proposition, what kind of customer relationships are required to deliver that value proposition to a specific segment? And then on top of that, what channels are required for us to go through? And we'll talk about each of those segments in a minute. So anytime you think about a customer segment and you've got multiple segments, go back and look at the value proposition and say, what is it that they care about? What am I delivering to them that's unique to that segment? This slide is a great way for you to look at the value proposition from the mind of the customer. There's different things that they would attribute value, sometimes because it's new, or the price, maybe because they can customize it. We're looking at now the channels. How do we deliver our product to the market, to the customer segment that we want to work with, and how do we deliver our message? Well, it starts off by us communicating the value proposition to our customer segment. You can think about it two ways. One is you own the channel, and one is that you have a partner. And then the rest of these, when it comes down to the process of communicating our value proposition, it moves along the journey of the customer thinking about what they want to buy. Next one is our relationships. The types of relationships that are required to deliver the value proposition to each of the customer segments. Based on the segment you serve and the value proposition you're offering, what do you need to have for a relationship? That's also a cost. All those things on the right side are helping us to build revenue streams. And it's really about how do we make money. In most cases, you're looking at an asset sale. I sell you a pair of shoes. Boom, that's a typical transition. All right, so we looked at the right side of the business model canvas and how we generate revenue. Let's take a look at what the left side looks like. This is where we build efficiencies into our business. Key resources, obviously, those are those things that you need to have to be able to deliver on the things that matter to the customer. Here's the key resources we need to have. Our number one expense tends to be the people of our business, because it takes people to get things done. Most important things you need to do to make the business model work. The key activities that we need to do really well. And if we know what those are, we ought to own those. We ought to be the best at them. Those are the things that our team can actually focus on doing so well that they help move the needle in the profitability of our business. If you're making something, or if you're fixing a problem, or you're creating a platform that we can host things on, or selling and reselling things, these activities, those are probably the core top of activities that you're going to see in your business. We have all kinds of partners. I think we understand the idea of partnerships, but here's a couple perspectives on that. I think a good, healthy relationship with your vendors is so important. They can be your eyes and ears to the market. They can represent you to their customers and help you get new business. They can bring the best product or the new products to you. All the different costs incurred to operate the business model. You guys have to decide as an organization, do we want to be known as someone who's always focused on costs? We're going to be the lowest price guy in the market. we're going to be constantly looking at everything we do to try and keep our costs down? Or are we going to be focused on adding the most value to our customer? So we've gone through the business model canvas on the right side. What does it take to deliver our value proposition to our markets that generate revenue? And then we've got the left side where we looked at how do we build efficiencies in our key activities with key resources and partnerships to affect the cost structure. And the uniqueness of those relationships together are what make your business model. But then you want to look at where you are today versus where you want to go. And by looking at these things you've now laid out very clearly and say, I'm going to focus on some area of my business to innovate some new idea. And how would that be? How would that affect everything we do? For example, if I'm going to go out and I'm going to find new key resources to take to market or to use in my business model, what activities would be required to change? Or what partnerships would I have to do to find those new key resources? And then would that affect the customer relationship? And would that affect the market I can serve? Can I go to other segments? Or if I was to go back and say, well, I'm going to look at the customer segments, I'm going to be really driven by the market that I want to serve. So through that, I probably need new channels. I'll probably have a different revenue stream, but I'll also have different activities and different resources to deliver that. Right now, the market's had some really crazy changes that have gone on. Do I need to look for different customers and sell what I already make right now to a different customer? Or do I want to be able to take the same customer and offer a different product, or a different customer, a different product? Look, at the very least, if you're already having a team that does a key activity to generate something for some business, and you could take that very same activity and you could go to another segment, why would you not? It's just more business. You've already got the key partnerships and the resources and the activities that all have to be done to supply the customer segment you supply. If you were just to tweak it this way or that, you could hit a whole nother segment. Why would you not?